Hey guys, what's up? Tyler here, and in today's video, I'm bringing you guys my review of the Drone Bluetooth controller from Evolution Controllers, and a big thank you for sending this out for review. And this is a Bluetooth controller that works with many different devices, such as Android phones or tablets, iOS devices, Macs or PCs, really anything that can pair with a Bluetooth device and use it as a controller. And so in this review, we'll be covering the actual controller itself, how to connect it, and whether or not it actually works, and how well it works with different devices. And so I took a close look at this controller when I actually unboxed it, and we'll just take another look again really quick. And if you want to see my unboxing, the link is in the description below. The controller features many different buttons and inputs, and has two kind of analog inputs. They're not really analog sticks, as there's no really stick on them. It's just kind of like an analog with a ball sitting on it with a pad on it. And so that's good though, because analog sticks really get caught on different things, and this is really supposed to be a mobile gaming controller. And so I'll just call them analog sticks though, just for the sake of this review. And so you have two of those. You have a D-pad, and you have A, B, X, and Y buttons. We have a select and a start button, a left and a right button, and then right and left triggers. And then we have our USB plug on the back. And now all the buttons are pretty good. They're very tactile. They give a lot of good feedback. The D-pad though is a little bit more resistant than I'd like to see. The D-pad on things like the Wii Remote and the Wii U Pro controller, they're much easier to press, and on the 3DS, they're just much easier to press, and they still give tactile feedback, but this one just seems like it's a lot more resistant, but it still works just fine, but there's a little bit more resistance than I'd like to see. And then on the analog sticks, there's these textures that help with the grip. It helps a little bit, but whenever you're playing like a fast-paced game and you go to move your finger really quick, sometimes I find that my thumb slides up, and the tip of my thumb, which I'd like to rest inside like the concave of this pad, kind of slides off of it. I really don't have that problem when pressing down or to the left or to the right, but whenever I'm pressing up, my thumb tends to slide off of it. And that would be fixed, I guess, with a little bit of a rubber padding, but it's not too big of a deal. And whenever you're playing like a slower paced game, if you're just moving your thumb around, you don't have that issue. It's only if you're going to be pressing up in all of these directions really fast. But those are really my only issues button-wise. The D-pad's a little bit more resistant than I'd like, and sometimes my thumb slides off of the grips on the actual analog inputs. Now, when I first saw this controller, I was worried about how it would fit in terms of sitting in your hands and how comfortable it would be. But actually, it is pretty comfortable, and the buttons sit just perfectly to where my finger placements are. So if I hold it like this, you can see that my fingers are right on the triggers, and then my middle fingers are right on the trigger buttons here on the back. And then my fingers and my thumb just easily sit on all the different buttons, and everything's in a feasible place to reach. And so it's not like I'm reaching awkwardly to hit any of the buttons. And so the design of it is very well done, and it's very comfortable, and it just sits very nice in the hand, easy to use for long periods of time, very light. And the build's pretty solid too. It's not flimsy or junky or anything. And this is the glossy black version. As you can see, it's a fingerprint magnet, but really anything that's glossy is a fingerprint magnet. But it also comes in a black matte version, as well as many other different colored glossy versions. You can check all those out on the website for the drone controller, and I'll put that link in the description below. Now, I've tried this controller out with many different devices, such as my Nexus 5, the Nexus 7, my PC, and my mom's iPhone, and each of them connected. I had no problems at all connecting with my Nexus 5, Nexus 7, and the iPhone. All I did was turn on the button, search for Bluetooth devices on there, and it was not a problem. Found it easily. And if you have to pair it, all you need to do is put in 4 zeros. But for me, I never had to actually enter in a pairing number. And so if you do have to enter one though, just put 4 zeros. That's the default, and it'll work. But I did have some trouble pairing it with my PC. Emailed one of the reps. They helped me out. They said, and this is all in the instruction as well, in the instruction booklet that you get, or the quick start guide that you can download from the website. If you're having trouble pairing with something, chances are it's still in the Bluetooth memory, so you have to clear it out. Just holding the select button for like 6 seconds and it clears the Bluetooth memory. Tried it again with my PC. It found it just perfectly. Then I proceeded to try it out with different games on there, and it worked just fine. And so you can also change different game modes on this controller, because when I first started with my Nexus 5, I tried playing Sonic the Hedgehog with it, and it was a little bit laggy. I was just wondering, why is everything happening so much later than when I actually press the buttons? And that is probably because I had it in keyboard mode, and it was not in gamepad mode. And you can switch the modes by pressing start and then a different button as you actually power it on. And then once it starts blinking and you let go of the start button, then you continue to press the other button. And then you press the select button, it'll show you what actual mode you're in. There's different modes and different colors for the different modes, and all that stuff's in your installation and quick start guide. And so if you're having trouble getting a little bit of lag, or something's just not working right, try switching game modes and it should work then. That definitely fixed my issue whenever I was playing Sonic on my Nexus 5, and I switched it over to a different game mode when I paired it with my PC, and I could play Minecraft without a problem. I had to do a little bit of button remapping within Minecraft itself, but I was playing Minecraft with this controller, and that was pretty cool. And so it is very versatile. It has a lot of different uses, and you can really customize it. And the firmware for this is also open source. And so if you know how to do that kind of thing, you can go in and write your own code, write it for whatever you want, for your own personal game, and you can just do whatever you want with it because it is open source. This is a very nice controller. It's $60, which isn't too bad because you're getting a Bluetooth controller. It has different game modes that can work with all kinds of devices: Android, iOS, Mac, PC, really anything. And all these button inputs too, and it's very light, very portable, and very comfortable and easy to hold. It doesn't feel cheap either. And so comparing to other wireless game controllers, I just reviewed the Logitech game controller, the gamepad, a little while back. That thing's like $50, I think, and this would be $60. That's not too much of a difference, and this one's a Bluetooth one, and the Logitech one wasn't. And so this one gives us more versatility. Granted, this doesn't have the haptic feedback like vibration or anything. It doesn't have controller sticks. It's not as bulkier, and you don't get as much feeling, but it is still pretty good. The battery life on this thing's pretty good too. I've had this running for 2 weeks without having to recharge it. Now granted, I haven't been playing solid for 2 weeks, but I've been testing it off and on, and I haven't had to recharge it at all. And so battery life is pretty good on this thing as well. And so really my only two downfalls with this controller are that the D-pad can sometimes be a little bit too resistant whenever you're playing, and the analog sticks and the analog inputs, your thumb kind of just slides off of them and you don't always get the exact area you want to actually press. It's not that it's not reading it correctly, it's just that my thumb slides off and then it just messes up. But it's not too big of a deal. These are just small little things. They don't prevent you really from playing a game or anything. If you're playing most games, you can play them just fine. But these are just small little things that I've noticed, and really are my only two complaints about this controller. And so like I said, I've tried it out with different games, tried it out with Sonic the Hedgehog, a couple different emulators on Android, tried it out with Minecraft, and it worked very well for each of those circumstances. And so if you are looking for a controller, I would suggest this one. It is actually a Kickstarter project that was funded on Kickstarter, and they just started actually selling these. And so you can head over to their website, evolutioncontrollers.com, if you would like to check one out. And if you guys enjoyed this video, leave it a thumbs up and comment down below with what you think about the drone Bluetooth controller down in the comment section below. If you'd like something like this, or would you use something like this with your mobile device, or what is your mobile device controller of choice? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also subscribe for more videos from me, and check out all my social links. They are also in the description below as well. And that's all I have for this review. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.